Hey guys, it's Toya and thank you for watching Toya JTV. Today I want to give you 10 reasons why your relaxed hair is or may be damaged. All right. We relaxed hair ladies get a lot of flack about having relaxers. I love my relaxed hair. Matter of fact, I'm like at this point right here, I'm 7 weeks post relaxer and my hair is still straight. Okay. But the thing about relaxed hair is it just takes some effort in order to keep it healthy. But you can have healthy, relaxed hair. All right. So the number one reason as to why your relaxed hair may be damaged is because you are getting your touch-ups too soon. Again, I'm 7 weeks post. I do not get my relaxers every 6 weeks. I get my relaxers every 6 months. All right. So if you are getting your touch-ups too soon, what's going to happen is your hair is going to have damage due to overlapping. Overlapping simply means that you are putting relaxer on top of hair that's already been relaxed. Relaxers are permanent. So once you relax your hair, you don't have to relax the same hair again because it's going to stay straight forever until you cut it out or, basically until you cut it out. So when your hair is growing and you have new growth, okay, so a lot of people that get their hair relaxed at every 6 weeks, they may notice about this much new growth from where my part is to where my fingertip is, which is not a lot. Normally when you're getting your hair getting a touch up, most people come down about right here. Okay, so if your new growth stops right here but you're coming down to here, that means about this much of your hair, that's about a good inch of your hair, is being over processed. And if you're getting that done every 6 weeks, that's basically every month and a half. Let's just say every other month, so 6 times a year. You're over processing your hair at least 6 times a year. So that's why you may notice that the ends of your hair are very stringy. You can see through them. You have no idea. The top is very thick, but as you come on down, you can see through your hair. Okay, that's because it's damaged from getting your touch-ups way too soon. Number two is you're using too much heat. All right. I had one girl that literally asked me, like, she looked at me crazy when I told her that you should not be shampooing your hair every day. She was like, not shampooing. You should not be curling or flat ironing your hair every day. She was like, but I do that all the time. And I'm like, that's why your hair looks like that. Like, stop using heat every day, every other day. I tell people to limit their heat usage to 1 time a week or less. So if you shampoo your hair once a week, go ahead and use flat iron. After that, put that thing up. Do not use heat on your hair for another 7 days. And you don't have to do it every week. You can do styles that do not require heat. A lot of times when I first get my relaxer for the first maybe 1 to 2 weeks, sometimes I may not do a heat style. I may do something where I roll it, to keep the heat out. So using too much heat will definitely cause your hair to be damaged. Number three, speaking of using too much heat, if you use the heat too high, so say you're only using the heat once a week, but you got it on 450 and your hair is paper thin and you're going over your hair 35 times on each piece, that's too much heat for your hair. So even though you're using it once a week, you're overdoing it on that time that you are using it, and that can also cause damage. Number four is adding permanent color. My clients, oh my goodness, they give me so much grief about not giving them color when they have a relaxer. But I'm like, look, do you want a hairstylist that cares about your hair? Or do you want a hairstylist that's going to do whatever you ask them to do? Because I feel like if I keep their hair healthy, they'll keep coming back, so the money will be there. But I'm not just like all about the money where I'm like, oh, you want to touch up today? Okay. Oh, you want color today? Oh, okay. Like anything you ask me to do, I'm not going to do it. If I don't think it's good for your hair, I will not do it. And having a relaxer and permanent color, that is a lot of stress on the hair. And 9 times out of 10, it will cause your hair to break. I only have one client, one out of all of my clients that I have done like permanent color, like a blonde, and she had a relaxer. And that's only because she is able to afford the upkeep. Not saying you can't afford the upkeep, but it's very expensive to upkeep two chemicals. Many people just calculate the cost of getting the color, but what about afterwards? What about your home maintenance? What kind of treatment should you be getting? You need to factor all of that in, because that client that I was telling you about, she comes every single week, and if I say you need this treatment today, you need that treatment today, she say okay. She whatever I tell her to do, she does it. Most of my clients not gonna do that. They just want to get their color, and then they want to leave it alone, and then you wonder why it starts falling out, because it takes a lot of upkeep and maintenance. So I just say don't do it. Number 5 is not wrapping your hair. Now, anytime you get a relaxer, it does take some of the strength away from your hair. Okay, so if your hair is not as strong as it normally would be if it were 100% natural, then you definitely want to wrap your hair up, because that scarf is protecting your hair. So for instance, instead of just laying, even though I know your bed may not be hard, but you got to think about, if you're laying down on a bed or a couch or sofa floor, whatever you're laying on, and your hair, the friction of rubbing up against whatever you're laying on and your hair can cause your ends to split quicker, and it will cause your hair to break faster. So you definitely want to wrap your hair up. Number 6 is not drinking enough water. Look, I know some of y'all hate water. I'm not a big fan, but I will drink it because I know that it's good for your entire body, but it also benefits your hair. If you are not getting enough water, your whole body will become dry. Like your skin, you'll notice your skin, you get ashier quicker than most people. You can, and your hair will be very, very dry. And even though you may be putting like oil on it, shine sprays, using moisturizing shampoo, deep conditioners, sometimes it's coming from internally. So the only thing you're doing is putting a Band-Aid on it. But if you start drinking more water, you will notice that your hair looks healthier, because it's getting more nourishment from the inside. Okay, you don't want to just be putting stuff on top of it, but you want the inside of that hair strand to be nourished from your body. And you can do that by drinking half of your weight in ounces in water daily. Number 7 is letting a non-professional do your touch-ups. I tell people, even if you like to do your own hair at home, do not do your own touch-ups at home. If you don't come to the hair salon for anything else, at least let a professional do your chemical services. And go to a professional that you trust. If you've never known this person before, you've seen somebody's hair that they have done, not just one time, but you want to see, like, over time, is this person's hair still healthy? Is this person's hair falling out? You can ask around about a stylist, and a client will tell you, oh, she cares about your hair, or she keep your hair healthy, or she kind of just only do weave, or she only do this, she only do that. So you want to go to one that knows exactly what they are doing, and when they put in that relaxer in your hair. Okay, your hairstylist, that's a whole nother post about that, but you want to make sure you're going to somebody that you trust, that can you want to make sure you're going to somebody that you trust and has healthy hair as a top priority. The number 8 reason why your hair may be damaged is because you are skipping your trims. Now, I know you want your hair to grow. You want it to be, bra strap length, waist length, tailbone length. Listen, if your healthy hair stops here, and from here all the way down there is like very stringy and split, you need to cut that, okay? Because the split ends, the only thing it does is continue to split up the hair shaft, and all of your ends that are split, that hair is damaged, okay? You want to cut that hair off, and it doesn't even look healthy. Yeah, it looks long, but it doesn't look healthy. All right, so you definitely don't want to skip your trims. I recommend getting a trim at least once every 3 months, so maybe 4 times a year. Sometimes you may be able to go longer than that, especially if you wrap your hair all the time. You may be able to go a little bit longer, and if you don't put a lot of heat in your hair, you may be able to go a little bit longer. But at least every 3 months. You definitely do not have to get a trim every month. I knew a girl that told me she got a trim like every time she went to the hair salon. I was like, why? That's why you cutting all everything you're growing, you're cutting it back off. That's why it's looking like your hair is not growing. But anyway, So, but definitely don't skip your trims. But again, that goes to letting someone trim your hair that is very knowledgeable about the fact that you are wanting to retain your length and you just want your hair to be healthy. Okay, not somebody that's just scissor happy and is just gonna do whatever they want to do, just cut layers and a bob and all that stuff. But you want to go to somebody that you trust. You go to somebody that you trust with your trims and your chemicals. Number 9, trying to get your hair bone straight. Okay, when you get your touch-ups, it is not necessary to get your hair bone straight, because when it's too straight, it tends to become more brittle and it breaks faster. So you still want to have elasticity in your hair so that it can move, it can have body, it can have bounce and all that good stuff. You don't want to just bone straight, because as soon as you do anything to the hair to try to manipulate it, it's gonna break. So you should never be sitting like just with the relaxer on your hair, just trying to let it work. No. Once you process that relaxer, go ahead and rinse it out. That is a chemical, okay? Remember that. That is a chemical. So you do not, the longer you let it sit on your hair, the more damage it can cause. So you don't want to be just sitting there like, oh, la la la, I'm waiting on my, waiting on to get it straight as I can get it. Don't do that. Don't wait to sit and get it straight, and don't wait until it burns. Like if it's been processed and it's not burning, you can still rinse it out. It's not supposed to burn, because you're not supposed to put the relaxer on your scalp. You're supposed to put it only on the hair. And the number 10 reason is not keeping the hair balanced. What I mean by balance is healthy hair has an equal balance of moisture and protein. So every now and then you want to do a reconstructive treatment, or you can do a moisturizing treatment one week, a protein treatment the next week, and you want to keep an equal balance. If you have too much protein, which adds strength, then it can become too brittle and it could break faster. And you don't want just too much moisture and no protein, because you want your hair to be strong. If it's not very strong, then it'll still break. So you want to have an equal healthy balance of protein and moisture. Sometimes I do them in the same day. Like I'll do a protein treatment and then rinse that out. Then I'll do a deep conditioner or moisturizing treatment, rinse that out, and then you're good. Or like I said, you could do one week, one the next week if you just stuck on time. All right. So I hope this helps you all, because I want everyone with relaxed hair to have healthy relaxed hair. All right. No matter what the length is. If you have ear length, chin length, all the way to as long as you want to get it, as long as it's healthy. That's what I'm aiming to help you all do. All right. So I hope this helps you all. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time on Toya J TV. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.